My
okay,
ancestors
okay.
are all from Mysore only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mandya, Mysore side only,
Oh,
native.
okay.
Even I did a consultancy for the JSS Women's College library
Right,
building.
right, 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 right.
Yeah, I was the designer and this
Oh, okay.
in 2000, I think 14, 12 and 14, that near the Dhobi Ghat.
Okay. Right.
And Land Army, one company is there, no? The
Right,
government.
Land Army is there. Yes.
Yes, for them also, I was the consultant.
Okay.
And one more, when you are entering to Mysore, you will have a VRL office on the left side from Bangalore to Mysore.
Yes.
That compound
Correct.
wall also constructed by us only, the touch piles.
Oh, okay.
And one more GSW Godan also. There also we have used pile foundation. So
Okay.
2010 to 2016, I was very active consultant in Bangalore and Mysore. But when I moved to
Okay.
Lucknow and Gurgaon, so I'm completely busy with my academic responsibilities.
Right. Okay. So nice meeting you, sir.
Same here. This is for students or industry or any, Ashok?
No, this is mainly for students, sir. But there will be a few, working professionals who have about 1 or 2 years experience.
Okay. 500 students will be joining. I'm really surprised. They won't attend
No,
properly
sir.
online classes. How they will attend?
Yes.
Yes, they are attending, sir.
And
They are attending.
apart from Zoom meeting, they will watch this live video on YouTube also. There will be thousands of viewers.
Okay.
Actually, this is the fourth session. There is very good strength, sir. And we strategically fixed in Saturday evening so that Saturday or Sunday evening, 1 hour session only we restricted. So the regular academic should not disturb. That
Okay.
is the thing.
Then it is your duty now. Exact 1 hour you have to stop
Yeah. Yes, it is live. Are already 100 people watching. And good evening to everyone. On behalf of CMTI, I welcome Dr. Naveen BP for delivering the lecture 4/16. It is a fourth lecture on the 16th series of infrastructure series. I welcome Dr. Naveen for this program. Sonika, can you take over and introduce Dr. Naveen to the audience?
Yes, sir. I will. Good evening, everyone present over here. Construction Management Training Institute welcomes you all for Infrastructure Lecture Series 4. Hope you all attended the previous sessions and gained knowledge from our experts. Today, we have one of the major leading experts in the industry, Dr. BP Naveen, Head of the Department in Civil Engineering at Amity University, Haryana. I request participants to use the live chat box in the YouTube. If there is any technical issues, we will resolve it. Kindly support the event to happen in a better way. E-certificates will be provided for the participants, those who are attending and filling the forms with proper email IDs. It will be delivered within 2 days. Feedback form will be posted in the live chat for YouTube viewers. Our team will be helping you throughout the event and the session will be uploaded in YouTube for the benefit of everyone. Do subscribe our channel. We have 250 plus knowledge videos in various domains of construction. Myself, Sonika, on behalf of CMTI, pleased to welcome our today's keynote speaker, Dr. BP Naveen. We welcome you, sir. He completed his MTech in Geotechnical Engineering from National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, MS in Geotechnical Engineering from Indian Institute of Science, PhD and postdoctoral in Geotechnical Engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He has 14 years of diverse and progressive experience in the field of geotechnical engineering, geoenvironmental engineering, metro works, waste management, and ground improvement. He has received Aqua Foundation Academic Excellence Award for Solid Waste Management in 2016 and also WAS's Project of the Year in 2016. He also published 25 papers in different journals. He also received Young Educator and Scholar Award in 2017 and 18, Young Engineers Award in 2018, Professional Excellence Award in 2018, and also nominated as a Young Geotechnical Engineer in 2019. We are so pleased to have you here, sir. It's over to you.
Thank you, Sonika. Thanks for the introduction. And also, first of all, I thank Ashok for giving this wonderful opportunity for me to share my practical experience to our beloved students. First of all, we have to understand whether this pile foundation infrastructure project is very essentially at this current situation. So rather than going like in a classroom, I want to make you like a live session. Just I want to make you the feel of the subject always. So before going to my in detail discussion, just I want to make you to understand really the pile foundation is essentially in metro cities, or when you are proposing any um, metro projects in metro city. Is it really, you can see this is an metro projects in Nagpur, how they are constructed. But first of all, you have to understand, you are a student, so I am going with very basics. So I'm taking the live example of Bangalore. So I will be making you the clear of the basic fundamentals in my presentations. So before going in detail my presentation, I want to throw some background light like this. Bangalore city is not a well planned, first of all. In the rapid development in the city influx of many vehicles from the different parts of the country has resulted in heavy traffic. So the vehicle population in Bangalore is too high, and especially bike, because of this bike, the congestants are making more. So another reason is increasing in population. To avoid this, so the best is, now we have proposed a metro foundation from 2010 onwards, especially in Bangalore it started. The first it was started in Delhi, then the metro started in Chennai and Bangalore. So when you are proposing a metro foundation, first of all, you should understand what are the advantages. So the metro rail system proved to be more efficient in terms of energy consumption and the space occupants and the number of transport. And also the second point, you can say like this, high capacity carriers, especially in the peak hour, and eco-friendly, means there will be no air pollution and the low energy consumption and very low ground space. You know that Bangalore is very congested. So the best you can, just with a 2 meter, you can construct the elevated. This is the elevated, within 2 meters, you can construct this. And also you will be reach your destination in faster. So telling this background, now I'm going to my detailed presentation. So my presentation flow go like this. First, I will be talking about the introduction of the pile foundation. Then what are the methods, the construction practice we have going on in the current scenario in India. And also I have taken the case studies. Then I have taken the top-down construction with respect to metro station construction, as well as I'm also showing the example of residential building, then followed by the conclusion. So before going to history of pile foundation, in olden days only, the pile they were using as a load carrying and load transferring. It clearly shows that load carrying and load transferring. See, it is not only acting as a deep foundation, it is also acting as a ground improvement. So like how you may ask, it may be using as a, where in olden days, as the civilization advanced, the communication and defense of the strategy point of view, the villages and towns were very situated near to rivers and the lakes. It means that in that type of soil, it will be very soft. So increase the bearing capacity. Definitely the pile will be the ideal solution. So in this type of situation, the pile will be acting as a ground improvement technique, and also it will be carrying a huge load. So in the concept of defoundation. So the first it was introduced by the timber pile. Initially this is the timber pile. In olden days they were using just driving, hitting by the hammer, then they are filling with the stone and sand. In 1740 the Christopher Patton has invented this, the pile driving equipment. It resembles like a pile driving mechanics, what we used to call as a pile dynamic analyzer, everything. This concept in 1714 only the Christopher has already developed, and this is like an advanced technique now we are using. And see, 1800 steel piles were used for the retaining of water, and concrete pile have introduced since 1900. See, this is as industrial revolution brought about important changes to the pile driving system through invention of steam and diesel. That's why you can see the lot of rotary machines. Initially they were doing by tripod machines. Now with a lot of research. Now they have a rig machines are there that will be making you to complete the projects in stipulated times. You can see I will be showing that detailed specification methodology in the coming slide. See now, what do you mean by pile foundation? In each, if you see the soil mechanics textbook or if you see the structural textbook, they have a different definition. But standard definition will say like this: the pile or a structural member that are made up of steel, concrete, or a timber, and it is used to support the structure and transfer the load at the desired depth either by the end bearing or a skin friction. You can see this is the pile which you are seeing, this blue color. This is the skin friction resisted by the soil, and this is the black color. This is the end bearing. Always see, you can see this is the end bearing pile. This load, this residential building is resisted by the rock. If in case if it is rock is not encountered, this entire load will be taken care by the soil. So if soil is good, you can go for the shallow foundation. If the load is very high, then you have to go for the deep foundation. You can see, if you, this is the Bangalore Metro example. In Bangalore Metro, especially in Majestic are there, you can see at 15 meter only rock we have encountered. When I was working in Lucknow Metro, till 45 meter also we didn't encounter rock also. It is completely, we have designed the pile with a skin friction. So the total capacity always we used to design with a skin friction plus end bearing. And also when you are coming to the larger diameter, especially I'm specifying the larger diameter because when you are going for any big infrastructure projects like a metro or anything, the larger diameter pile will be introduced. In generally a residential building, 600 mm diameter is the sufficient, or maximum 750. But in generally metro, we used to use 1.2, 1.5, depends. So in that case, as per IS 2911 code won't satisfy. So still we have a lot of uncertainties, and also we have a lot of research gaps, especially whatever we are teaching in the classroom and whatever we are implementing in the practical is completely huge difference is there. And also we must understand, first of all, still lot of lack of knowledge about the residual soil. People have not understood what do you mean by IGM or a bedrock. Just based on the N value, they are terminating the borehole. But you're designing the pile for a skin friction and end bearing. But based on the N value, if you are deciding the borehole depth without understanding the what type of layer, and if you see any types of borehole in, especially in current scenario in India, you won't see the C and 5 value. They may be giving an entire 30 meters depth, only one time they will be giving C and 5. In that case, how you will design? So a lot of uncertainty is there. In that type, you always use geophysical testing. So the whatever the missing data, you can get it. So based on the shear velocity. So this is the one of the method, and this technique they are not using. As a researcher, you have to think and you have to educate them. So this is the load combination: horizontal load, vertical load, and axial load. This is the residual. And identifying the transmission between the substrata layers, like sometimes IGM can be mistaken for the bedrock. That's why I told. They may think this is like a granite and they will terminate, but this is not a bedrock. This is intermediate geomaterial. So definitely, if N value reaches 50 means, just they will terminate it. So this is the blind. You have to always take the sample. You have to conduct the point load test or anything immediately, and you must have a proper geologist to identify the soil classification or a rock classification. Whoever may be working in the site engineer, they must have a basic knowledge of soil identification as well as rock, because that is the first step to identify. Rather than every time you can't send the sample to the lab. So initial stage, you must have basic knowledge. And also at what depth pile should be terminated, still it is not clear. In India, we have only 1.6 meter maximum we have used, but in abroad they have used till 4 to 4.7 meters. And one should socket at IGM or rock. Still again, you have a lot of uncertainty. And how deep socket should be done. So testing technique developed for the smaller diameter, I told you. I will be showing in the one of the slide why this sentence I have written. Whatever the IS code it is telling, when you do the pile load test or what, it will be fulfilling only for the smaller diameter. But when you are going for a larger diameter at 1 meter, this criteria won't fulfill. So this criteria can be, till now everyone is handled based on their experience. So this should be revised. And predicting the load set displacement relationship, in case knowing how to grout to improve the load bearing capacity. In case if the pile, if it's not taking that much load, we can't discard each pile. When you are constructing, it will spend almost 1.5 to 2 lakhs. If that much load is not taking, you can't reject the pile. So in that case, how to go? In a developed country, they used to go for a grouting to improve the, but in India, still we have not yet done. So these things we have to learn. See, generally the flow chart, if you take any metro projects or any foundation, first it will take, you will be doing the field testing based on the soil classification. Based on the load, you will be designing the deciding whether you want to go for a shallow foundation or a deep foundation. Once you decide the deep foundation, definitely now we are doing only board cast in city pile. We are not doing the precast things. So once you decide the board casting, then you will be designing the axial load as well as lateral loaded. Then once you have designed, then you will be checking this in the field also by load settlement curve. Then you will be preparing that drawing and design. Then the work will be started. Whatever you did the calculation in the office, it will be back calculated when the pile is constructed in the field by conducting a static pile load test or by pile dynamic testing. And also by PIT, you can check the concrete quantity, this quality. And once everything is over, then you will be giving the approval. And currently in India, we have it in generally currently 10 Indian cities have a functional metro railway system. This may be Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Gurgaon, Mumbai, Kochi, and Lucknow. See, this is current status of the metro ongoing. Now the Delhi metro phase 1 and phase 2 is completed. Phase 3 is in progress, and Bangalore phase 1 is partially commenced and phase 2 is in progress. Chennai and similar way. And the forthcoming is Chandigarh, Ludhiana, Patna, this Visakhapatnam. So I have plotted in this there. This is available in Google. This is the upcoming ongoing projects. It is in India. Now, if you want to understand how the stepwise it will go, first they will be conducting a soil investigation. After conducting a soil investigation, they decide a pile foundation. After constructing a pile, they will do a pile cap. Then they will go for a pedestal. Then after pedestal, then pier. After that pier, they will be constructing a pier cap, then viaduct. Then they will be constructing a platform. This is the extended pier caps. And also for supporting, they will be constructing another footings. This is for a columns. Now they are constructing a station shed. So this is they are doing. This is the concourse slab. Then this is the platform. I told you this is the steel. Then they will be covering with a roof sheet. This is the step procedure. And coming to the current practice, generally we used to follow IS 2911 part 1, section 2 for concrete piles, and section 2 for the board cast in city pile, and IS 2911 part 4, that is for a pile load test only. So this is the code, and generally in Indian scenario, we are using smaller diameter, maximum is 1.6 only, and in abroad they are using 4.7 because we won't have financially strong. So always we used to use maximum. Now with respect to 2010 onwards, we are using a big equipment like rotary rig, casing. Initially it was very difficult. Always we are hiring from the, and constructing is very difficult. So because of generally for larger diameter, when you are suggesting, it is not used in India till recently because of lack of ability of large cutter, buckets and drill. So in next slide you will be understanding different type of cutters. When you want to use what type of soil, what is that capacity, you will be understanding. You can see this is the round shank chisel core barrel. This will be used to collect the rock sample. When we are designing the end bearing this will play a major role. The rock will be cutting. So you can see the teeth. This is the rock sample. This is the core sample. First, you will be forming a rock socket by cutting the annulus in the rock. First, you will be identify, then you will be cutting, then you will be breaking this, then you will be cleaning with the bucket, then again you will be putting the air pump to remove the particles. Even small particle, if it is there, then you can't achieve the end bearing what you are expecting. So the cleaning of borewell will play a major role in always in pile. So after cleaning, you will be lowering the reinforcement. Then you are pouring the concrete by trimming method. So you can see this is one more auger. This is double cutting auger. You can see the both teeth, and this is progressive double cutting auger with pilot bit. You can see the difference of the teeth. See, first of all, identification of rock auger or soil auger, again, it is challenging for the geotechnical engineering. You can't recommend as it is. You must have some basic knowledge. Then only your project will be completed successfully in short time. And this is a drill bit weather rock, and this is a soil. You can see the teeth of rock, and this. That's why the cost of soil will be less. It's almost 2 to 3 times higher when you compare to the rock. Suppose, for example, if you are telling you may be doing the soil testing for a 3,000 or 4, but when you encounter rock, it will be 10,000, because hiring this type of drill bit and conducting is a very challenging. So the cost is also very high. This is one more teeth that is called round shank chisel core barrel. The capacity, this will be used for the weather rock up to 80 MPa. See, this is a roller bit core barrel. This will be used for a hard rock. That's why I told you geotechnical engineer and geology will play a major role for identification of rock. And based on that, you will be suggesting the suitable augers. That is also the first step. Without knowing the knowledge of soil or a rock, you can't randomly suggest anything. So then is one more is blue teeth and wear parts. You can see this. You can remove this and you can do the servicing. You can change this drill bit whenever you require. This is a single blade cut auger, and this is a drilling auger without flush, without core barrel. This will be used for the rock core. See, till now what you understood is for rock only. How to, this is related to end bearing. Now you will be understanding if you want to construct the pile by trummy method. This is called tripod method. First, you will be erecting this tripod, marking this. This is the chisel of 3.5 tons. This is the baler for cleaning the borehole. First different step. First, when you mark this, you will chisel it. Then you will be reinforcement will be constructed. Then you are lowering this reinforcement. After lowering this reinforcement by using the trummy method, you are constructing, you are pouring the concrete. If pile is successful, then the overflow concrete will happen. Suppose if pile is having some borehole is collapsed, then this type of overflow won't happen. This is also one of the rule, thumb rule. You will identify whether your pile is really whatever you construct. Suppose if you constructed 6-meter pile and you will be estimating the concrete quantity, that much quantity of concrete should take place, and also the overflow should happen if the borehole is not collapsed. Suppose if borehole is collapsed internally, when you are boring, it may looks good, but when you are lowering or when you are doing concreting, sometimes borehole will collapse. So you should take care. You should not wait till 28 days after curing. So this is also thumb rule. Nowhere in the textbook will tell. This all will come by the practical experience. After doing that, you will be chipping that pile and you will be conducting the pile load test by this. This is the hydraulic gauge. You are putting the dial gauges. This is pump. You're transferring the load and you will be calculating. When you are going for a manual method like a tripod, what are the limitation? It's a very slow and sometimes it is an indefinite. The capacity of the chisel is very limited by the winch capacity, and it is high operator oriented is required, because you based on the sound of the n values only, they will terminate the borehole or anything. Sometimes it may right or it may not right. It's like uncertainties will be there when you're doing a manual method. And always you should have an experienced person. Fresh year can't handle. That's why in any project they will mention this much year experience should be there, because this is the reason. Lot of uncertainties will be there, and whenever the at every 1.5 meter you have to collect the sample, you should understand. Based on that, you have to take the decision immediately, and you have to go to the next level by drilling. So the fresh year can't do this. You need a lot of experience. So, and next is very high quality supervision is required. Always back end not only site engineer, even geotechnical person should be there. He should always verify whether really the type of soil or rock what we are expecting it is we got or not. Otherwise, we can't terminate the borehole. And actual rock in which the pile socket is assessed by indirect method by energy. I told you categorically this type of because even by tripod just dropping the hammer based on the sound or the you can't predict exactly. And also the energy spent breaking the entire rock mass within the socket portion is inefficient method, whatever. So that is lot of, but still we are using this for the residential building, it's okay. But when you are doing this big projects like a metro, we always go for the hydraulic rig. So there you will get the proper and also when you're doing this borehole, it won't go vertical also. Sometimes it will be like a little bit how it will also happen. That is also one more drawback in this type of tripod machine. You can't identify that. So but when you are going for this hydraulic rig, see this is the hydraulic rig. In this you can clearly have a lot of sensors. You can clearly see the whether the borehole what you initially you will be marking the borehole, and whether the borehole is going in vertical direction or any little bit outside. You can clearly monitor. If it is going outside, you can correct then and there yourself only. And also you can see the soil whether it is collapsed or not, and immediately you can take the necessary. But when you're doing a chiseling method, you can't do that. So a lot of uncertainties are there, but here the cost is high. Initially it was now used, but nowadays this night machine is used in every projects, even for the residential also, but cost is high, but work wise it is a very accurate compared to tripod method. Initially they used to drill, and if it is soil is collapsing, they will put a casing, then they will be lowering the reinforcement, then they are cleaning, then they will be doing the trimming method. You can see after curing they will be chipping. It will looks like that. If you want, you can put the capping beam also. Then they will be conducting the pile load test. See, pile load test will be conducted by hydraulic jack. They will be applying the equal interval load, and the settlement will be measured by the strain gauge. See load settlement, just rough I'm showing you. This is the load settlement. Always it will come like this. Once you get the load settlement curve, you have a various method to calculate by single axis method, 12 mm diameter, double axis method, and 10% dia. IS 2911 part 4 always will say you should match the two criteria, that is 12 mm dia and 10% of dia. Suppose this is a 1 meter dia if you are using for a metro foundation. If it's about 10% dia, it will be 100 mm. Generating this much 100 mm settlement is impossible. And also getting 12 mm dia is very, very difficult. You require a huge load. So that's why I told you this concept is very good for the smaller diameter, but not for the larger diameter. So you can see this is the one way, whatever you are designing in the by using the IS code method or a Mayer-of method, you can also back calculate by taking the practical. This is the curve got from the field. You can verify by these four methods. And also in case if you are not getting a proper static curve or anything or some other thing, nowadays very less people are using static pile load test because of preparation of sandbag. It will take long time, so they will be going for a immediate testing called as a dynamic load test. In that, advantage is there. From dynamic test you can also able to collect static load test. So this is the thing. just fixing this hammer. This is the cushion head. They are making a temporary head on the pile. Then they will be putting the cushions. Then they are installing this sensor, strain gauge and accelerometer. This is the PDI equipment. This is the pressure gauge. They will transfer. Just they will drop the hammer 3 times and they will be calculating that. See what will happen, the mechanism, this they will be carrying, because in India we won't have dynamic code. We used to always follow ASTM 4945 only. When hammer hit on this pilot, what will happen? The compression wave will travel from the top to bottom. The force and velocity particles will be measured by the strain signals along the pile area as well as modulus. Then the velocity is also calculated by integrating the measured acceleration. Then force by velocity of the time history is captured by this PDI equipment. That's why you can see this is the waves, how it is. This is captured by this PDI equipment. So once you capture, you will get a static curve like this. See, advantage of this test is this. Instead of going for a static, it is in a long time. Creating a platform, it will take a minimum 1 week to 10 days. This will be very spontaneous. It will be done. When you are doing, you will have another benefit is you will be calculating the capacity of the pile. Additional, you will be calculating pile integrity, pile stress, hammer performance. These 3 will always talk about whether the pile is defect. If you have any problem like honeycomb or anything, it can be easily verified. But in static pile load test, you can't do all this. So nowadays, everyone is going for the dynamic test, because it is in one test you will get all the results. And if you are a researcher, if you are have a good software knowledge, you can model this by using Plaxis and back calculate the total skin friction, end bearing as well as total curve. That will also gain more confident as a designer. So now I will be just a little bit fast about the metro rail. What is the general procedure we have to follow? They will be followed. So I have taken a case study of LNT of Monorail Mumbai. See, they have done. They have taken a 2 types of diameter of 1000 meter and 800 meter. When they designed, they got a maximum capacity is 300 to 550 tons, and also as per their bore log, they have encountered a rock type like a ballast, and UCC test is about 45 to 200 MPa. And the pile depth, I told you, the soil is undulation, it won't be uniform. It may go from 8 meters, and some place the maximum depth they went is 30 meters. So in Bangalore also we have encountered at rock at 15 meter, but in Lucknow, I told you, even 30 meter, 45 meter, 50 meters, but no rocks. So this will be depends. So generally what we used to do in metro, always joint agreement will be between the contractor, consultant and geotechnical consultant, client, and client on the allowable values. They will be giving instruction to make sure of skin friction, end bearing and total core recovery. It should be well documented. They will be giving instruction. Then they will be collecting the samples at the regular interval, and they will be sending for the testing. You can see how nicely they have maintained their date, pile, watt depth, timings, everything. That's why when you are note downing, you must have at least basic knowledge of soil as well as rock. After getting the rock, you should make sure that what is the diameter, what is the approximate. This is the for the core sampling, core barrel. With a suitable auger, you should cut this sample and you should collect it. And by using this core sample will be taken by this rotary piling rig. Then once you are terminating the pile or rock, you must have a good knowledge. Then you should be verified by point load test. Then based on rock type and total recovery, you will be calculating the skin friction and end bearing by this suitable formula, and you are taking a factor of safety. Generally in metro foundation or deep foundation, we never go for 2. We always go generally take more than 2 only, 2.2, 2.5 or 3. Then this calculation will be sent to the client. Once client is satisfied, then he will give the approval. Then you have to terminate the pile. This is the procedure followed in the metro. See how nicely they have maintained the things, and you will be taking a regular verified from the site engineer, clients, contractors, everyone. How nicely they will be conducting the load settlement curve. Linear, non-linear portions are there. The data should be well documented. Now I will be telling you about the underground section. This is the phase 2 of Delhi. This is the contract value is about 813.5 crores. In that they have constructed a 4 underground station plus tunnel. This is also joint venture by DMRC, Delhi Metro, and CEC. Delhi Metro is sharing 70% share, and CEC Soma is 70-30 combination. Always this metro will be done with this joint venture only. And the mobilization period they have given at 12 weeks. The construction period was 162 weeks, and the defect liability is 12 months. And also this is all internal retention recovery is 10% is to keep. See, they have constructed this 4 metro: Jorbagh station, INS station, and Racecourse and Hims station. The length is about 318, and width is about 20 meter, and depth is about 18 meter. This is length will be same here, but here the depth is little bit less here. See, when you are suggesting underground metro, what all the advantages is underground metro electrification system has less number to the number of component, and also the operation and maintenance cost of underground metro is very less when you compare to elevated, because it is unaffected by the external weather conditions, because always it is in a ground level, below ground, so you don't want any maintenance. But initial cost is too high in underground compared to elevated. That is the only. And also the relief from the traffic congestion and can achieve it due to underground metro. Architectural quality and aesthetical view of particular city can be maintained by the underground metro. See, when you are constructing, generally we used to do by bottom. They will be having a 2 type: top down construction or bottom down construction. First we will be constructing a bottom down. You will be doing the required depth. First you will be retaining the soil by the soldier pile till required depth. Then you will be constructing a strut 1, then strut 2, then strut 3. Then the base you will be constructing, then concourse you will be constructing, then roof, then this will be slab. See, this is the construction procedure of soldier pile. First you will be marking the location. You will be doing the borehole by rotary rig method, and if soil is collapsing, you will be always put the casing at maybe 1 meter to 2 meter, and drilling will be continued. Suppose if you want to do drilling at 12 meter, you have to do the 12 meter as per the designer. Once design depth is required, then clean the borehole by using the proper bucket. After completion of the boring, you will be putting the etched beam or ISM shall be installed to the final. After your work, you can remove this. See, this is the soldier pile and this is the strut. You can see this is the entrance from by bottom up method. Similar work we have done it in Chinnaswamy Stadium also, in Bangalore Metro also. This is metro, is in Delhi Metro. And next is top-down construction. See, this is a top-down construction. First, in top-down construction, always we used to construct the retaining by the diaphragm wall only. Once diaphragm wall is constructed, then you will be excavating, then you will be putting the roof. Then again, your equipment will go. You are putting the slab. Then again, you will make a concourse slab. So then again, you are making your closing here base. See, this is the thing. Stage 1, you are excavating at the row top from the bottom to slab. Then once it is going top slab to bottom slab, you are putting the slab here. Your vehicle will be transferred to here. Similar way, then stage 3, your vehicle will be going at this level. Then you are putting the strut here for opening purpose. This will be going from the top to bottom. But meantime, the vehicle will be traveling on the top. It won't. The same concept. So you can see the excavation from the road and the top to bottom of the slab. See, then this is the construction of top slab. This is, so after curing it looks like this. This is excavation from the bottom of top slab to bottom of concourse slab. This is the station construction they are doing. You can see, just when you are constructing, you're just putting the slab, going to the next level. You will be making small exit to come out. Just, you can see this is the diaphragm wall or a touch pile they will be doing. See, this is the, for the ventilation or making the vehicle to get down. You can see the stage wise. This is the, suppose if it is in a basement 3, this is basement 2. This will be keep on going. See, when you are comparing advantages and disadvantages of top down as well as bottom down, in top down, always we used to use a diaphragm wall, has a high stiffness and water tightness, and it is a part of permanent structure. It will be, and diversion road above the roof relatively safer always. But when you are comparing a bottom method, various options for each condition, no influence of the permanent work, early start on the site is possible. And also the disadvantage when you are telling the top down, diaphragm wall cannot be installed into rock. That is the thing. You should be very careful. And also diaphragm wall needs large equipment. Work became under confined space. And also dewatering is required in many cases, because if rain comes, it will be, pit will be filled. So in that cases, every time you have to dewatering. This is also one more burden for the civil engineers in rainy season when you are constructing by using a bottom up method. The removal of temporary work, relatively no safer method, strut will be in observation. Now, same the technique we have used in 2010 for the Prestige Code near the Rajbhavan thing. From the United Foundation, I was the design engineer for that. The floor description is 3 basement, 1 ground plus 15 floor. You can see. And the Bangalore presently, we have a trend of constructing a multi-story or a commercial or a residential building. And also because of the limited space, almost all the multi-story buildings will have a basement for car parking and have the service room up to 2 basement. Means it's about a 6 to 7 meters they have, and the side support for the excavation depth may be designed by economical without starting like soldier pile or a diaphragm wall. In this condition of Prestige Code, we have a 3 basement, 1 ground level and 15. It involves a maximum excavation of 12-meter depth excavation was there. And also when we have a design at 3 to 5 meter, we have a water table also in this side. And next to this, we have a petrol pump. So we have a limited boundary. So keeping this, we have suggested top-down construction. And we have constructed, like first we have constructed a touch pile by this Hitachi machine of 600 mm dia to retain the soil. You can see after constructing, they are putting the capping beam. This is the All India radio station. This is the thing you can see. Then this is the structural load bearing pile of 32 structural load pile was there, 750 mm dia. This is the casing of 25 mm. This is casing MS steel at 3 interval, because 3 basement was there. When you excavate, this level as should be completely matching. You can see that this is the load bearing piles. See, when you excavate, this will be coming, your steel bar will be welding. Then this is the podium slab of basement. Then you will be putting the reinforcement. Then you are making the concrete. It looks like this. This is basement 1, top-down construction. Then you are going to elevation. This is the elevation of west side. See, you are going to the next level. You already constructed a slab, going to the basement 2, excavating. You are matching. Again, you are putting the reinforcement. When you encounter, just you are putting the reinforcement and do the shuttering work. Then put the concrete. Now you are going for the basement 3. This is the ramp from basement to 2 to 1. See, now always generally we used to use bentonite for the retaining of soil when you're drilling the borehole. Instead of bentonite, if you replace with a polymer, what all the advantages we can see. This project they have used in Malaysia. See, initially you will be drilling the borehole and you are putting that polymer for a 30 minutes. It will act like a glue. Whatever the particle will be there, it will stick and it will come. So you will achieve the end bearing and skin friction exactly. You can see this is the clean sample. In bentonite, you won't get this. Whenever you are drilling, it will be the borehole will be collapsing. Whenever you clean the things, still some particles will be there, muck will be there. But when you are using this polymer, you will get a 100% clean borehole. So if you are comparing a benefit of bentonite to polymer, the time for the hydration is required, but in polymer it can be directly used. The flushing time is 120 minutes is required for the bentonite. Here the polymer it is only 30 minutes is sufficient, and the base cleaning is not 100% sure. That's why I told you whenever you are cleaning, still some muck will be falling down and it will be making. But this will be acting as a glue. Whatever the things, it will stick and it will come cleanly. And end bearing, whatever you are predicting, you can't achieve. But in this method, you can achieve. And bentonite cake formation will reduce the skin friction, I told you. But here you will get 100% sure. And bentonite wastage to slush will be more, is very minimal. And also the productivity, it is very relatively lower, but here it is an higher. When you want to do bentonite, you want to make the pit, everything, storage, everything. It's require huge setup. Here it is not required. It's a small setup. And also you have to maintain a site office to keep the bentonite back safely. But it is easy for site housekeeping. So whenever you want, you bring it, use it, and just go. Otherwise, no need to make a shed and keeping. So the final conclusion, if you want to propose or to achieve a good pile capacity in rock or pile designing, always you should aim at the good, like a good quality of soil investigation. Each pile cap is very essential. Incomplete borehole won't make any thing. Always as a designer, if you find incomplete borehole, you have to make sure that the contractor, they should give a complete information. So that will be useful for the designing the economical foundation. And also the core recovery in the rock and keep the core box at the pile location. You have to keep the sample and also keep at every 1.5 meter or whenever you take the proper testing should be done, and prepare the core log and select the sample for UCAS and point load test, and have a geologist at the site for a better identification and classification of rock. Design the rock circuit and specify the termination criteria. Consult the equipment manufacturer for the right equipment and the tools and the guidelines method. So here these two will play a major role in any projects. If you are not able to take care, definitely the cost of the project and the time will be more. So here it will be essential. So always, if you interact, discuss with the concerned person and take the right call, and procure the quality assessor and tools. The client, consultant, contractor have a team approach always, and adopt a concrete coring, concrete coring, contact coring, sony logging. This is all non-destructive testing to check the concrete quality. So if you follow, I'm sure you will be able to achieve 100% skin friction and end bearing pile. Otherwise, if you do in the thumb rule, you can't. You may think that in the paper it may looks good, but when you come to site, when you do any testing of static or dynamic, you can't achieve that. So as a geotechnical engineer, or a pile designer, you should take care all these things. Thanking you.
Thanks, Mr. Naveen, for your wonderful lecture, and especially you covered the lot many projects and detailed information which is required for the entry level engineers. I hope the session was exciting, and it was a lot of learnings there from the audience. I can see on YouTube 300 plus people participated, and Zoom also our students are there. And the audience, if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we will take it off.
In case if they are not able, also no problem. My email ID is there, phone number is there. You can collect the questions. You can drop me a mail anytime. I'm happy to revert back to them.
Yes, yes, yes. In screenshot is Dr. Naveen's all the details available. You can take a screenshot. You can write a detailed mail also. And he is expert in the geotechnical field and in especially in the sorry, sorry. He is expert in geotechnical related things. It will be helpful to understand more about the soil and other things. Audience, if you are looking for any information, you can write to him or speak to him. Thank you, Navinji.
Thank you. Thank you.
And people from nearly 9 colleges has participated in this program.
Thank you. Thank you. I should say thank for you. You are doing a wonderful job for the students. So you are doing good work. You please continue. And also, this is the time we have to motivate our students.
Yes,
They
yes.
should understand what is the difference between theoretical and practical. They should get hand-to-hand experience, and that work you are doing wonderfully. I can see that you are arranging so many lectures for, especially for students. They are gaining their practical knowledge in short time.
Yeah,
It's a wonderful, wonderful platform for the students. I can tell you.
yes, sir.
So it
Thank
is
you,
a
sir.
very good.
Thanks for your nice words about CMTA. You know CMTA since long, and
It's my pleasure. I'm always there with students to help them
yes,
for
yes.
their project work or anything. They can feel to contact anytime.
And as we took this subject infrastructure because a lot of projects are in infrastructure is under construction, and definitely this kind of knowledge will help you to get
At
the
least,
openings also.
yes, yes, and at least I'm sure that the students or participants who are maybe attending this, they will get some knowledge. If they go for any interview or any discussion, they can attempt something rather than showing their blank face.
Yes,
So
yes,
now they have some practical, because my slide is completely of pictures, so they will get the what is happening in the field realistic, because this type of things won't available in the classroom nor in the textbooks. This can only done when you spend some valuable time in the field only.
yeah,
So getting permission to field or spending time in the field, again it will be depends on the student's capability.
correct.
So they may talk that I want to become this, but when you stand in the entire day or entire month in the field, you will know what all the advantages, disadvantages you will face. You may become a lot of health issues will be there when you are learning, especially in this type of projects. You should be like a soldier. You always, if you want to learn, you should spend time in the uh, field, whatever the projects, maybe underground or elevated, or if you want to learn structural also. Civil engineering is a till last day you will be working with practical problems. You have to spend valuable time in field, then only you will become a good civil engineer.
Ex-
Otherwise, it is very difficult.
Exactly, and there is no retirement also in this field.
Yes, yes.
We can do
That's
the
why I told you, Sir M. Vishweswaraya or Metro Men like Sridhar, they become very famous at last moment. Also, they were working very hard and they were very like a pioneer. So they
yes,
are very legend. They
yes,
didn't become a so in the youngsters. They become with experience. You have more respect in civil engineering field. So always the salary or everything will be less at civil engineering at starting stage. But when you are growing, it will be like an infinity based on your skill, expertise. Till your last day, also you will be getting a good respect, good money, everything. So again, depends how you will mold yourself is
yeah,
again
yeah.
challenge.
Ultimately, you create a landmark wherever you go. Still the
Yes.
landmarks remain same, and you create a landmark. That's what the civil engineer does. The
Yes.
audience, don't worry about the feedback forms. I have sent the feedback forms in the messenger section also, and in YouTube also it will be available in the comments. Don't worry about the feedback forms, it will be available. Thank you. Please fill the feedback forms to share with the speaker also. We are planning to share it. Kindly fill the feedback forms.
Thank you, Ashok. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your opportunity. Bye.
Oh, yeah. And in YouTube also it will be available. Feedback form will be available in the comment section in very soon.